All right, this is the additional practice problem for like-kind exchanges. So we have Alex who sells a building. So we have Alex who sells a building, fair market value 98, cost 100, and basis of 47 to Laney. Laney gives Alex a building, fair market value 86, cost 90, and adjusted basis 72. Laney also assumes Alex's debt of 63. So here's that debt I'm going to draw. Mortgage on the building. Alex assumes Laney's debt of 47. So I'm going to draw this debt of 47. And Alex transfers $4,000 in cash to Laney. So I'm going to do this here and just have cash of 4. Both have held their buildings for the last 5 years. They use their buildings in the same capacity. They're sole proprietors. Okay, so we're going to go through this systematically like we always have. First, we're going to look at Alex's situation. The amount realized for Alex is the fair market value of the new asset plus the fair market value of any boot received. The new asset for Alex has a fair value of 86. And the boot he's receiving is the forgiveness, not the forgiveness, but the loss of the liability. So it's not necessarily intuitive because it's the debt that he's giving to Laney and the fair market value of the asset he's getting. So 149 is the amount realized. The basis in the property transferred to the other party is the adjusted basis in the old asset, which is 47, plus the fair market value of the boot given to the other party. So the boot given to the other party in this case, let me switch colors for us, is the 47 that Alex is taking on of Laney's debt. And then there's also the $4,000. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but you're asking yourself, what is the basis in the property transferred to Laney? The basis in his old asset plus the liabilities he's taking on plus the cash. So that value is 98. The realized gain or loss is the 149 minus the 98 or 51. All right, for number 4, the boot received. This is where we net the type 1 boot. So we have 63. That 63 are the liabilities that Laney is taking on, minus the 47 in liabilities that Alex is taking on, minus the 4,000 in cash. So we have 12 in boot received. All right, then we have the recognized gain or loss. So the recognized gain or loss is the lesser of the realized gain or the boot received. So we have 12 that we're going to use there. We have the character is the unrecaptured 1250 at 25%. And then the deferred gain or the loss is the 51 minus the 12 or 39. All right. And then the basis in the new asset, the fair market value of the new asset, if we come and look at what Alex's fair market value in the new asset is, it's 86 plus the deferred gain, minus the deferred gain of 39. So the new basis is 47. All right, if we take a look at this from Laney's perspective, I'm going to switch over to blue to look at it from Laney's perspective. The amount realized is the fair market value of the new asset plus the fair market value of any boot received. So for her, the fair market value of the new asset is the 98 plus the fair market value of any boot received. She's receiving boot when Alex is taking on her liabilities, and she's receiving cash of 4. So we would come down here and say the fair market value is the 98 plus 47 plus 4, or 149. All right, the basis in the property transferred to the other party. Her basis in the old asset plus the fair market value of boot given to the other party. So her basis in the asset is 72 plus the fair market value of the boot given to the other party is 63, because that's what she's taking on of his liabilities. So we have 72 plus 63, or 135. Then the realized gain is 149 minus 135, or 14. All right, we do this netting for the boot again. So we net together the type 1 boot, 47 plus minus 63. Oops. So that's our boot received. So that's 0. This can't go negative. And then we have the 4 of the type 2 boot. So our answer is 4. So our recognized gain is the lesser of the realized gain or boot received. So we'll use the 4. The character is the unrecaptured 1250 at 25%. And then we have the deferred gain or loss is the realized gain of 14 minus the 4 that's recognized, or 10. Our basis in the new asset then is the fair market value of the new asset, 98 minus the deferred gain, or 88. I would make sure you're taking another couple of looks at these problems, especially when we're netting the type 1 boot. When we come up here and we look at the type 1 boot received that we're netting here, we had this outcome. So 63 minus 47 minus 4, because we were looking at Alex's perspective and he was receiving 63 in debt relief. But he was taking on 47 of debt. So those are netting together. And then we subtract off the 4 to get 12. And then down here, we had the boot received for Lainey. She was receiving 47 in debt relief, but she was taking on 63. So those netted to 0. And then we added the 4 that she was getting in boot. And so that was our 4.